odds are good. They might be able to ban Kimmy here. But wait, Cignal Ultra was the one that banned Kim in game 1. But
Your
alright,
team is
Execution
banning.
There.
still does not want to see any Kimmy. So let's see who will be the second ban for the side of Cignal Ultra. They could ban out a Terizla or a Selena. Well, they could use Selena. So they could ban out a Terizla
Yeah.
just to, you know, try and limp Execration. To think that Chaknu wasn't even in Minotaur in that game.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's
Right?
the surprising thing. Like, Chaknu barely plays, you know, tank heroes other than Akai,
Your
Minotaur, and
team is
Grok.
banning.
And then for him to suddenly deploy Garo Kacha, that's like,
something.
that's bonkers for Cignal Ultra. Like,
It caught them off guard, and I was right. They did ban out like Terizla for the side of Execration.
it's pretty a standard ban
Yeah.
because like Terizla has like one of the
Export.
highest
Your
win
team
percentages
is
in this
picking.
tournament. Like, my estimate for Terizla is like 85 to 90%.
Your
That's
team is
really, really
picking.
high, given that
Yeah.
these are pro players we're talking about. Cho being the first pick for the side of Cignal Ultra. So, alright, they're slowly gonna try and get the momentum that they needed, but a hover on Esmeralda for Pakbet and maybe another good damage dealer. I mean,
But yeah, possibly. I mean,
Lilia too? I don't know.
Yeah, Lilia. Since Lilia counters Esmeralda, it wouldn't be surprising if
Yeah.
Execration picks Lilia,
Kufra.
but they go for Kufra, which is
Esmeralda.
also a pretty
Your
decent
team is
alternative.
picking.
Like Kufra, Esmeralda, we see that combination a lot, and we see how much initiation setups and like secondary options for attacks are available when these two are together.
You know what? Kufra's bouncing ball can cancel a lot of things. Like maybe even the classes of high school and college people here watching our stream right now. It cancels so many things. But I guess that's probably why he gets picked up or banned here in the tournament. A hover on Kaja. Finally! You guys forgot about Kaja in game 1. A hover on Gushin as well. It's time. It's Disanya's time to use that
Your team
Gushin.
is
Yeah,
picking.
this is a very early game approach by Cignal Ultra. When you got Cho, when you got Kaja, and you have Gashon, you
Your
expect
team
Cignal
is
Ultra
banned.
to just constantly move around the map with this lineup. And this is what happened to Archangel. Like when they deployed this Kaja and Cho lineup, what happened was that Archangel lost because their opponents had like Kaja and Cho, which just really dictated their early game. So if you're Execration, you have the crowd control, which you must execute perfectly to make sure that this early game approach by Cignal Ultra will not work.
Selena
Your team
being the
is
third ban
banned.
here for Cignal Ultra. Probably that's a respect ban for May right here. But let's see who will be the third ban for Execration. They Cignal Ultra lacks one solid tank. They
Yeah.
could ban out Thumbs, Minotaur, just you know, those with good CC.
Yeah, Thamos would be very ideal because, of course, it could actually bode well with this Cignal Ultra lineup. Like, yeah, maybe we could see like Thamos and Rafaela on Cignal because this could be like a three-man ganking setup. And,
Possibly,
yeah.
yeah.
That could
Is
happen. There you see
picking.
Thamos already being banned by Execration.
Man, our predictions are on fire right now.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. All right.
Badang, he's open, and I couldn't say it actually worked for Zapnu because we didn't reach that point
Yeah,
of us seeing Badang going online, but they do need a fighter that can dish out a lot of damage, and if he gets paired with either Esmeralda or Kufra, it'll be a good protection, but
Your
they
team
did lock
is
in that
picking.
Lunox. Given that we have a lot of heroes open now, Lunox is usually left unchecked, but still, movement speed, very, very slow. Damage output still the same. Let's just see how Execration will be able to utilize this Lunox. Let's wait for the last two picks for the side of Cignal Ultra.
All right, they're
Granger.
going to hover on Granger, which is an ideal option because they need a long-range specialist.
Uh-huh.
Because if you look at Execration's lineup, sure, you got the cancel and the crowd control by Diggy, but you need to remove him out of the equation.
Lolita.
So it will make sense
Your
for Cignal
team
Ultra
is
to go for
picking.
Granger, just to contradict Diggy, and even possibly like these, like Lunox as well, if they get the space.
That's me how to Lolita. I just had to say that it was right there. If they lock in Lolita, it's going straight to Tets. But Zapnu will be holding this Lunox and Pakbet on this Esmeralda. Disanya, of course, with this very famous Gushin. Draft-wise, I love the change that Cignal Ultra did.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance he will be able to bag game 2. But then again, if Execration can just snowball like monster snowball into game 2 the same way they did in game 1, we might be looking at a 2-0.
Yeah, but you gotta watch out if you're Cignal Ultra, because I look at the last pick by Execration, which is Martis, and it could actually be very useful. Like, if he catches onto like a Granger, like, and he's able to dish out a lot of damage, then that could actually be good news for Execration. And not only does he could actually be used against Granger, he could also be used like to prevent any rotation by Kaja, because Martis is actually pretty good against Kaja because of the fact that he's able to initially zone out Kaja. So that's something that a Cignal Ultra would have to avoid or have to watch out given this matchup that we have.
All right, let's wait and see who will be the winners for Game 2 while we load straight into the game. Again, guys, this is Cignal Ultra versus Execration, with Execration up on 1 game. For Execration, we have Pakbet on this Esmeralda, Chaknu for this Kufra, Sire on this Diggy, May on this Lunox, and Zapno. Apparently, Zapno is going to use this. Going to be on Martis.
Yep, and aside of Cignal Ultra, they are the blue team. You got D going to be playing as Kaja, Tet's going to be playing as Lolita, Few going to be playing as Cho, Easton is going to be playing as Granger, and Desania is going to be playing as this Gushan.
One of the things I love about MPL is you get to see how gifted the pro players are. You see prodigies. You see very good decision making under a lot of pressure, and you see the clutch moves. Like right now, Zapnu was trying to zone out, or Cho was trying to zone out Zapnu, and Zapnu was able to go out. Reverse time on Tets, but apparently it will not be enough for first blood.
Yep, indeed. And so far, you see those impacts of those bombs there by Sire. It does dish out a lot of magic damage indeed. It could slow down any members of the side of Cignal Ultra. Now, Lolita could be actually very beneficial. Hold that thought, though, as Chakno gets the first blood kill onto Few. Eason, will he actually go down? But apparently the right-click damage is there by Sire is still not going to be enough.
A blue team picked up by May right here, and these two, D and Desanya, we won't be seeing much of Desanya for now, but you can see that if he gets 3 kills in the early game under 5 minutes, he's gonna have a great time. But wait, Few being extremely pressured here as the bot lane gets taken down by Lunox. He was killed for first blood. He got killed yet again.
Yep, that's a good rotation by Execration, because you want to make sure that this high and dry emblem by Few is not going to be efficient. That's one. 2, Few is well known to be like a late game specialist for Cignal Ultra. He's the reason why Cignal Ultra could make a comeback. So as long as you put that early pressure onto him, it helps a lot. As hold that thought, there's a bouncing ball by Chaknu onto D.
Oh, the Magic Worship apparently. Lunox was not on Magic Worship. I usually use Lunox with Magic Worship. I was waiting for the burn, but then why are you gonna look for the burn when it's not really that kind of emblem? But Eason here, we won't be seeing much of Granger. Zapnu trying to pressure Tets right here. A lot is going all over the map. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you won't be seeing much of Eason given that Granger, he takes a lot of time to ramp up. But if you are able to prolong the game, then you can work wonders. Chaknu's ultimate apparently did not connect because Few was able to get away.
Yep, indeed. And of course, Eason's got that bounty hunter emblem, and definitely he needs to get kills early on to make sure that it's going to be that effective. So the other option is they have to rely on Desania, who's got that mystery shop emblem, which is certainly good because every time he gets kills, every time he gets that momentum swing early on, like, that allows him to get his items ASAP. Like, oh, look at this, Chakno going for the revenge, but so far decides not to pursue it.
He just canceled it. He probably predicted that Few will be able to get away, and they're just getting the buff. And look at that confident invade by these duo. But wait, Chakno gets seen and was able to cancel, and bouncing ball apparently onto Few and May. I love the fact that she's targeting Few, but she got caught off guard by Divine Judgment. Apparently that's another kill going over to Cignal Ultra.
Yeah, that's a good response there by Cignal Ultra, going on for the Divine Judgment. They're able to get the kill, but on the other hand, Execration, now they're going to get the turtle, which is something they want. But Tets, he's actually thinking of stealing the turtle away together with Desania. And okay, this is going to be heavily contested early on.
Yes, Luminum Blast has been used. I don't think they could use the ultimate to try and get away, but Sire apparently did try to give it a go, but the answer is apparently no. Zapnu jumps in, trying to get Tets, but Tets was able to get away. Lunox and Kufra still the roaming duo, just taking their time.
Yep, indeed. Certainly the roaming duo will have to make a significant impact in this matchup. Now Cignal Ultra, They did lose their tier 1 tower. So this creates a lot of space for Execration to just constantly dictate the tempo around the map. Like Zapnu is just moving freely around the map. You can see his mobility is slowly looking like a threat here for the side of Cignal Ultra, because he might not be an easy target. You have to rely on D with a Divine Judgment to make sure that you get a catch onto Zapnu.
That's true. And going to Execration, I would just like to put an emphasis on Impure Rage, which of course dealing damage with skills adds extra damage equals to 4% of the target's current HP as magic damage.
Oh, that's a
Put
lot.
that on Lunox and Esmeralda, and let's say 8-9 minutes in that they have 1-2 core items in, they are gonna be a problem.
Yep, indeed. Certainly Calamity Reapers, of course, concentrated energies could be a potential.
Union Blast
Oh, cancel!
gets cancelled. That was nice bouncing ball, and this could be the opening that they needed. But with Execration, they want to give it a go. Ethan actually using the but Few was able to kick Cupra right in the face. Double kill going over to Gushan. Gage was able to get 1 kill though, and now May the only one right there, but he still gets caught out by the Ring of Order from Kaja, and Pakbet just in the top lane, taking down this top lane turret.
You know, this split push option by Execration could actually work if Pakbet has the necessary damage. But so far, he has not yet gotten that damage needed to burst out towers. So it was really an awkward situation by Execration. I mean, they felt like they could have won that team fight because of how they dictated the map, but you see Pakbet getting pressured on. But then you realize that Desania's damage has been phenomenally insane, and that D setup has likewise been really good so far.
Denied of the crab coin, apparently a lightning trench lane turtle already up, so this could be the next point of contention. Pakbet just securing this buff. Tetris right there at the bush, but he just decided to get away.
Yep, indeed. So this is looking pretty good now for Cignal Ultra. Finally, they got their momentum back. And so far, they want to get this turtle, and they will have to get it. Now, you got to watch out of your Execration, because as we've seen from Desania, his damage could actually amplify furthermore. And combine it with Fuse crowd control prowess, it's something that you have to avoid. Chakra. Tyrant's Revenge. Look at that. Tyrant's Rage as well. Bouncing ball popped out, but Cignal Ultra, they still secure the turtle. As Chakra and the rest of the members of Execration are trying to advance further forward to get that revenge kill away from that turtle.
I actually love how you'd think it's weird that Kufra uses ultimate on Kaja, but that's because he was making sure D won't be into the clash and he won't be able to use his Divine Judgment.
Yeah.
So nice decision making from Chaknu, and to top that off, he was actually able to slay D.
Yeah, I mean, of course. We see a lot of these Kufra players, they just jump in front of the backlines without any hesitation because they want the other members of the opposition to just dish out a lot of damage in front of them. And it's a good strategy because Bouncing Ball, it actually negates a lot of magic damage. So that's going to be very beneficial for the side of whoever is going to be deploying in Chaknu. And remember, that Tenacity emblem by Chaknu actually amplifies his defensive setup.
Oh no. 8 minutes in and Cignal Ultra not even able to get one turret down, while Execration was already able to take down 6. I mean, yes, there were a handful of moments that Cignal Ultra shined. They had very good initiates and team fights, but if you're not able to push anything at this point, it could be really punishing.
Yep, indeed. And you see May just constantly putting these bombs around the map.
I will give you all my stars.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. Of course,
right?
Those stars, certainly you do need some diamonds as well to get your new skin.
Of
if
course.
you're Cignal Ultra. Now, Fuse got this Blade of Despair, and that's something you would love to watch. Especially, that's going to bode well with Desania. Like, even if Desania doesn't have a lot of items, like, of course, you see those Shadow Blades as well do a lot of damage. And then you combine it with a Blade of Despair by Few, it's going to help Desania finish off targets.
Hello, gets knocked over. That is just too long. Chakra used Bouncing Ball to be able to get away, but Execration was able to secure the buff. So that is a strong deny for Desania right here, and maybe even Eason.
Yeah, and so far, we're looking at glimpses of what Cignal Ultra are capable of doing in the late game. Because we see Hold That Thought, however, you see Tets going in fade. Oh, there's a clash happening. Chaknu getting caught. Can he actually run away? Pakbet jumping in. Tets going for the Numinum Blast.
Was able to stun Pakbet, and he did not even able, he was not even able to use his ultimate, but that looks like that is another kill going over to Execration. Someone dies, but they were able to get a kill back. Few still not in the clash, and Eason just got his endless battle
Divine.
and divine judgment. Goodbye, Chaknu. But wait, there's more. He gets bursted down by this Granger and May. Yu is also to be able to get away, and that is a nice way of the dragon from Few. Look at the damage output. Double kill going over to this marksman. Double kill going over to Desanya as well. This is it. This is the opening that they needed and that they have been waiting to arrive since game 1, and to top that off, they will be able to get this Lord non-contested.
Yeah, you know, Execration, they tried to run away, but it was very difficult because you got Desanya constantly chasing you. You got you with the right timing of the Jeet Kune Do. It's not really going to be easy for Execration to run away. And add the fact that their crowd control specialists are actually being like eliminated, it wasn't really easy for them. Like the perfect timing of the Numinum Blast on that team fight actually created space for Cignal Ultra to dish out a lot of damage. Remember, they did not lose anyone.
Look at that, right? Tess just really shield up, gets knocked up, and Chakno just putting pressure on to this Tets, but the damage out from Eason is just enough. That Sonata has been popped, but apparently it did not burst anyone down. Desanya though, trying to zone out this Marcus, and they were able to do so. Immortality already up for Tets, and this battle already being picked up by Few. That is another mid-lane turret down for the side of Execration. Could this be it? Could this be the moment of our comeback?
Divine judgment being pulled out though. There's a jump in. Here comes the clash happening.
No.
Look at that. Cignal Ultra, they did lose one, and now they're going to get one in return. But no, they actually lose 3 if you're Cignal Ultra. And this is looking bad indeed. I mean, Execration, they could actually defend this though. Oh, look at that. Nice Jeet Kune Do there.
That hurts a lot.
That May gets bursted down as Execration have managed to defend this in the skin of their teeth.
They get to live another day, but looks like he used also a nice sidestep from Iza. Nice run though, and now look at the bullets, but apparently he just decided to let it go. He was the only one alive there, but he was able to hold on to their advantage. So Cignal Ultra gets to live another day. Everything's even Steven now because they have the marksman damage, but at the same time, Pakbet is online.
Yeah, Pakbet is actually getting stronger and stronger as the match progresses. And Zapnu was able to dish out some damage as well during that team fight. And May was able to defend that because of his abilities. So Cignal Ultra, they have to watch out. They cannot get overconfident because this was their mistake in their previous matchup. I mean, they actually overextended against Evos, but then because they had the Lord, but then they realized they underestimated the damage that Evos could actually provide. Oh, look at that, however.
No. Alright, Eason is right here. Use that Sonata, but killing spree going over to Marty. Zapnu almost gets bursted down. Pakbet was able to save his team member, but a monster kill going over to Grinja. And look at that way of the dragon from Few was able to get down this Nunox, and I got that bang, bang, bang. Look at the damage output onto this Chakno. Gets bursted down, taken down by the Ring of Order, and now Zapno, he's the only one right there. He gets bursted down. That is a lot of damage, but he was able to defend his base. Now 2 members of Execration, they are the only ones left alive, but there are also 2 members from Cignal Ultra alive as well, and that's literally just came back to life.
Yep, this is the worrisome about Execration when you have Zapnu deploying that Mortis. Cignal Ultra, they realize that Zapnu is actually becoming a threat in this game, and remember, he's got that Bounty Hunter emblem. That's going to rack up his itemization. The fact that he's been very helpful to shut down what Desanya or Few is capable of doing because of the fact that he could actually control it means that Cignal Ultra has to watch out. They can't be they can't be overconfident on the fact that they got this early lead. Yes, I get it, you got these items already onto Few and Desanya, but you have to be careful because if Zapnu can constantly surprise you anytime, it might not bode well at your favor.
Honestly, Chaknu's dives can be really crucial here because he can literally get caught off guard. One good divine judgment from D could be the losing moment for Execration. But then again, here we could see Cignal Ultra. They still want to show us that yes, we are still the comeback kings. We did not have any turret down 8 minutes in, but 13 minutes in, we were able to even out the push and the gold.
Yeah.
Actually, gold, no, they're ahead, like way ahead, but they're toe-to-toe when it comes to turret takedowns.
Yep, indeed. I mean, so far, Eason has been like a very important player for Cignal Ultra. He's currently 6-0 and 8, so he has yet to be killed in this matchup. And yeah, I like what Cignal Ultra's doing. They're like positioning Eason. They're making sure that he's not going to be an easy target by Execration. Just making sure that Tets, D, and Few are just going to be the primary frontliners to make sure that he could go for these Death Sonatas or Rhapsodies to make sure that the damage outbursts onto Execration's frontliners are going to be deployed.
The scary waiting game right here. Chakno gets seen by D right here, but you see a lot of Diggy Bombs, Luminum Blast being charged, but apparently did not flicker in, and that was one very crucial ultimate down. But they were able to get this Diggy, so that is one person down from the side of Execration. So they have to prolong this game for 33 seconds. But Cignal Ultra, they are getting this Lord.
Stolen!
Whoa! Stolen by Execration! Alright, now that is basically the opening that they needed, and that's a beautiful ultimate from this Scooper, and Unstoppable going over to this Martis. Whoa! I honestly thought Cignal Ultra will be able to bag that, but the steal from May right there was very beautiful. Now Few forced to defend this, forced to do whatever it is that he can to make sure that they won't be able to get this game to Pacbet chasing him down though, and now other members of Execration pressuring at the mid lane.
Yep, you know, I like what Pacbet is doing, but you got that Luminum Blast thought down to make sure that Execration will not jump forward, but it doesn't really matter. They are going to go for the end game indeed. Few trying to go for the split push.
What is Few doing? He is literally at the base. Oh my gosh.
It's not going to be good here for the side of Cignal Ultra. They tried to go for the split push option, and it's not going to work because you got Few bursted down, and Execration with the Lord. They get the tower, they get the crystal, they get the primary objective. That's a nice defensive stance there by the side of Execration with these clutch plays, no doubt.
It was all because of the fact that May was able to secure that Lord, and the fact that Pacbet made sure that Few was walking away from their base or to his teammates rather than actually. I mean, I assume that if Cho was right there, he could have made a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Cho did the right thing. Like, he felt like this situation is going to be desperate, that he tried to go for the option to split push to go for like the primary objective. But Execration, they've seen what Rafflesia, they've seen what Archangel's Kilowash are capable of doing. You give the Cho so much space to go for the separation mode,